was on a full-time job. I resigned in 2018 to start a makeup studio.
So what happened?
Okay, so I started 2018, leaving my paid employment, getting a studio and running it. It wasn't the best at that point. Maybe I should have started it from home. Maybe I should have built my clientele. Maybe, there were a lot of maybes that I didn't consider. The business wasn't funding my lifestyle. The business wasn't even going to fund the business itself. I will own it that I didn't do my feasibility studies well. No shade to makeup artists, but I soon realized it wasn't for me.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Be Inspired with me, Bunmi Sadare. This episode is going to focus on Bunmi Sadare journey. I'm sure it's something that you're going to enjoy. I just want you to do something for me. Sit back and enjoy this conversation. Hi Bunmi, thank you so much for being on this show.
Thank you so much for having me.
And interestingly, this is season 2.
Well done, well done.
So I know we had some conversation offline where you told me about your journey, and then I was quite inspired about how the whole thing started. So I just want you to tell me about it. Let's even get into the conversation.
Okay.
What were you doing before? Before you started doing what you're doing now?
Okay, I was a makeup artist. I owned a makeup studio in Lekki One. Be Me Beauty Studio.
I understand that you're on a full-time job before you move and get to where you are. Can you please elaborate
Okay, so
on
I was
that?
on a full-time job working for FMCG in Ikeja. I worked there for about 13 years. That was actually the only job I'd done. And I resigned in 2018 to start a makeup studio.
I want to interject. Why did you resign?
Must I go into all that? Okay, I resigned in 2018. I wanted to venture into something else. I wanted to try something else. I'd been there for over 13 years. That was the only thing I'd done. That was the only job or the only office I'd worked in. So it was already becoming cliche, and I wanted to venture into something else. I had a flair for beauty and all that. So I okay, maybe it's time to, set it up for myself, because every now and then I'm doing somebody's makeup, I'm doing somebody's brow in the office, so I got the encouragement and I thought, okay, maybe it's good. Let me just, venture into it. And I did. In 2018, I resigned and I started the makeup studio same year.
So you said that a lot of people, did you mean that people encourage you because they feel that you're quite good?
I was good at it, yes. I was quite good at it.
So how is it going?
Oh, it's no more.
So what happened?
Okay, so I started 2018, I think September. And then I got a studio right from there. I actually trained with one of the best makeup artists in Nigeria.
Oh, nice.
And immediately I got a studio. I set up the studio, very beautiful studio, and I started. I didn't think, I didn't see it coming. I thought it was just, makeup, people would just come. Because it's not like I had a clientele waiting for me. I just thought, okay, I'm going to sit. I was sharing the building with one of my friends who is also into fashion. So we had already thought about it, okay, we'll feed from my clients. Before you know it, well, which I did, but it wasn't just enough. It wasn't just, I will own it that I didn't do my feasibility studies well. I thought makeup, everybody does makeup in Nigeria. Every lady wants to look good. So why not? But no shade to makeup artists. A lot of them are doing very well. I admire a whole lot of them. But I soon realized it wasn't for me. Leaving my paid employment, getting a studio, and running it, it wasn't the best at that point. Maybe I should have started it from home. Maybe I should have built my clientele. Maybe, there were a lot of maybes that I didn't consider. So it wasn't enough. The business wasn't funding my lifestyle. The business wasn't even going to like fund the business itself. So it was just from payments to rent, that kind of thing. Payments to this, payment to that. I couldn't save anything. I couldn't. It was not a pleasant experience for me.
Wow. So,
It
and
wasn't.
then, okay, that's actually touching. So as at what point, how long were you in the business before you started realizing that it wasn't for you?
Okay, so the first year went, and I was still thinking, oh, it's the first year, let me just keep trying, things will get better. Of course, it got better. I even improved in my makeup skills. I would learn anywhere. I would, pick up YouTube. I would sit with another makeup artist, and I was really adding to my skill, and I was actually getting better. But it wasn't just enough. I wasn't getting the fulfillment
You want
I wanted from that particular job. So along the line, 2018, I started 2018 August. I another 2019, and then I went into 2020 January. I kicked in, started all nice and rosy. I felt okay. But then Corona came, and it was all a standstill, like total standstill. And it wasn't like I had savings or I had any money put aside from the business. And then it just hit me. It hit me so bad. I wasn't eating. I was devastated. I was crying a lot. Thank God for my support system, my husband, who will say, Bumi, just calm down, let's try, it's not so bad. Corona will go, you go back. I'm like, number one, this is people facing, people touching, people is going into intimate, like touching people's faces, touching people's skin. Corona will not let us do that. I have family to protect. I have my kids to protect. So it was a whole standstill. And in the middle of that, thinking, okay, maybe I should just go back. My rent got increased. So I knew that, okay.
You know what?
I knew that, okay, no, that this is just, running from one fire to another. I wasn't going to do
So
that.
let me ask you this question. As at that point that you feel that this is not working, do you ever look at it that I made the wrong decision by leaving my paid employment?
Yes, I did.
So what was going through your mind? Were you thinking of looking for another paid employment to actually kind of cover up?
Yes, I think I even went for 2 interviews. I just knew that I needed to support myself and my family. I have my parents, I have my sis, I have nieces and nephew that, okay, their birthdays, I'll buy stuff. But I couldn't afford that lifestyle anymore. So I knew that I had made a mistake in my decision. But my husband felt, no, you didn't make a mistake. Everything happens. God has a way of making things happen. Don't just go like, no, this is a mistake. And the funniest thing is that my previous job, I had resigned at some point. I left for a year. I was pregnant. I went to have my baby. And when I was done, they took me back. So I knew that if I go back, they'll probably take me. Because I'm not one that would burn bridges. I had very good relationship with my bosses, the MD. So my husband said, Bumi, do you want to go back? And I thought of going from Lekki to Ikeja every day. That one almost killed me and all that. So I'm like, okay. At this point, I would just start praying. So that was like March. I started praying. Like I started praying so bad. I didn't know what to pray for. I was just asking God for direction. I can't continue to be small. I need to play big. I can't figure this thing else. In fact, I was a distributor for some products, and you see that my profit is 200 naira, and I couldn't just reconcile it, like coming from my multinational
So you were
job.
fighting yourself. You're trying to figure it out.
I was
You're
trying to
trying to
figure it
tell
out.
yourself that I made the wrong mistake or no, I made the right mistake. So all
It
through
was
that
just
process.
sometimes I feel like, yeah, well, just go from here. It doesn't. You can't. There's no way you can't go down anymore. You can only go up. So I kept on. Sometimes I'll be like, no. Sometimes I don't want to get up from my bed. I'm just there. And then what I started doing, I sublet my makeup studio. So I got somebody in to also, she's also a makeup artist. So that eased out my financial issues a bit, but not for too long, because I had bills that I had to take care of. I had myself to take care of. I had other things to take care of. It wasn't just adding up. So when Corona came, it was a turning point. What am I going to do? What are the things I like to do? What can I do? I am very creative. I I can do a lot of things with my hands. I don't like to make hair though. I can do a lot of things with my, so I kept on asking what. So a friend of mine had just moved into a house. So we were also excited. What's your room like? Have you organized your room? In fact, we were in a gathering, and one of us was saying, "Oh, that her room is in such a state. Her wardrobe is in such a state that she doesn't even know how to arrange her clothes." I'm like, "Oh, really? That I love doing those things. I love to arrange. I love to organize. That we can just look for a Sunday and have
Sort
drinks
it.
and sort it out." Like, I'm like, "Oh, really?" She now said, anyways, the pantry is ongoing. The carpenter is still working on the furniture. I'm like, oh, let me know when that is ready. I'll organize it for you. So my other friend, who had just moved in as well, had done a pantry, and we're also excited about it. I'm like, this is kind of business I can do. That's funny enough. I love to organize. I like this space. I like when everywhere is looking. She's like, oh, really? Okay. So she did her own pantry. She took pictures. She posted pictures online. And somebody reached out to her that, oh, who got this done for you? Who did this? But she just said, oh, I know somebody that can do it for you. I'll give you a number. You can call her. She called me. Bunmi, I just give your number to so and so person. He's gonna call you.
Better respect yourself.
He's a guy. He's gonna call you. He's very finicky. He likes his things. I'm like, okay, don't worry.
I'll deal with
The
it.
good thing is that I have customer service experience, so I'm very versatile. I'm very good at that. So I'm like, okay, at least my 12 years, my 13, 12 years will not go to waste. So the guy calls me up and says, oh, I just moved. I want to do my pantry. I want this. I said, okay, can I come see you? It was Corona. So, of course, we did all the social distancing, and I went. I went to see him. Funny enough, his wife wasn't there. He was
So
championing.
before you even go into that detail, so what
Yeah.
was going through your mind at the point your friend called you that, Bunmi, this thing is coming up? What was going through your mind?
I started researching. One thing, I started researching. I started looking at what is this I want to do. Who are the people doing it? How are they doing it?
Okay.
So I started reading. I started watching. I started following people. In fact, I started messaging people in US, in Australia. I started following them. Like, I would be on their pages or on their YouTube or whatever for hours. I don't even sleep at night. Just studying and looking at, okay, so when they do this, they do that. Oh, okay. Then I have a friend that is into interior. How do you source? How do you quote? What happens? So she told me how she does. I'm like, okay. And of course, I do Christmas decorations for people as well. So I had that. So I said, okay, let's go. So I met the guy. Funny enough, he was very nice and calm, and this is what I want. This is how I want it. I'm like, okay, no problem. The space was, I'll show you before and after pictures. So I took pictures. I got my carpenter to come in. He came in. We took measurements, and then we went. I gave him the quote. He said, "Okay, is this it?" I said, "Yes." So he paid, and said, "The job is yours." I my project management skills kicked in. I gave him the timelines. This is what I'm doing. This is what I kept on giving. Oh,
So let
great.
me go back to this. This question is for those a lot of people have the skill sets naturally, but they don't even know how to charge, how to bill. Oh, if I bill too high, this person I might lose this customer. So how will you be able to
The
pull
first
that?
job, you might not get any profits. I can say this, I didn't get any profits from this job because I
Want to
just
prove,
wanted
like you want to say,
I was done in that space. I just wanted to do something else. And I was really excited to do it. And the way I was talking about it and I was carrying him along, it was so nice. This is something that, have you done this before? I said, honestly, you're my guinea pig.
is that the line you used for me at? I remember the first time I met you, the line you used for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really cool.
I said, honestly, you're my guinea pig. That let's see how this goes. So I didn't maybe I can't say I made any profit from it, but I gained experience. My confidence, I went to his house maybe like 50 times, and luckily it wasn't staying too far from me. So if he says anything, I'm there like, okay, how do you want? So I did the job. His wife came on board, and right now we're all happy friends. Like,
Wow.
we see each other, we talk. Bumi, can you do this for me, or can you do that for me? So it was amazing how it turned out, and I was excited. And when I started posting pictures, in fact, immediately he told me, "Okay, you're gonna do this." My friend and I just, what's your business name? We started forming everything.
Wow.
I did my logo quickly. I did everything. I opened my page. I think it was on the 13th of June, 2020. And that was it. I started posting pictures. I mean, well, let me quickly go back to my former business. I was struggling. I didn't even get followers. I didn't, it was, but this one, followers were just coming. It was so organic. It was so, I'm like, okay.
What do you feel that was the turning point for you?
After, when somebody called me, somebody I didn't know. So after my friend's referral, I did my friend that said she was doing a pantry. I did a pantry for free, but it was such a beautiful pantry. I posted it. I did a promo ad. Oh, is that what yeah. I did the ad, and then people just started streaming in. And then one day, somebody called me. Hi, my name is so and so. I'd like to get my pantry done. I'm like, okay. Where are you? So I just started actually asking all the questions, like blah 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 blah. And then I got the job. I'm like, wow.
Just like that.
Just like that. And apart from that, somehow God placed some people in my life that the product to do this job, they will give me, when you're done with your job, pay me. So I was running this business on zero.
Wow.
And then I'll get product, I'll do it. She pays me, I pay back.
Because you are actually doing your own part. Some people will do that and eventually they don't get their money. So they'll now be home. So before the next question, we're going to go on a short break and I will be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Be Inspired with me, Bunmi Sadare. I still have my guest here. I'm sure you're really enjoying the story. Stay back and continue the enjoyment, yeah? So, Bunmi, yeah, you talked about how you made the switch. So, when you started this one, like, oh, it's becoming interesting. Did you have any doubt if you're going to fail at it based on your previous experience?
No.
Why?
So I realized that in doing this, it comes to me naturally. The things I couldn't do in my makeup business, talk, do videos, and things that will actually promote taking the back seats. I was shy. I was not really, going out to do what it for this business. It came naturally to me. I can talk about my products. I know where I source my products. I can tell you why you should put this here, why you shouldn't put it there. Which I felt, okay, maybe in the makeup business there were a lot of people that were doing it. That I was new, so I needed time to grow into it. I think, yeah, that also affected me. Like, okay, I'm still very new. What do I know? Let me just calm down and learn. But here, I hit the ground running.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
really,
I
really
hit the
great
ground
because
running.
you actually love what you were doing. So let me take you back. So why did you feel you failed in your previous business?
I didn't do my homework. I didn't research. Um, I wasn't ready. And then it, I, I would say it was a learning curve
So in
because
times
I
of,
learned stuff
all
that
right,
I'm using now. So
I'm not taking your word for you. You say you
yeah,
weren't ready. What do you
yeah.
mean by that?
I didn't do my assignments. I didn't do my feasibility studies. I just thought, oh, women are out there. Then, of course, if I have a beauty studio, anybody will walk in and do their makeup, and yeah, and then my friends and family, they'll bring more people. It doesn't work like that. Women are not loyal to makeup. Anybody that does your face today might
Because
not be
they
the
want
one
to
that
look good
they
at
just
some
want to
point.
look good. So it's not their fault, but then that's what it is.
It is what it
It
is.
is what it is.
So let's go back to where you are now. How is it going? How do you source your clients? What platform that has already impacted your business successfully? And also, what are the people that actually made this possible?
Okay, I would say friends, family, and Instagram,
Oh yeah.
if I can say so.
So meaning that if they cut off Instagram right now, no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no,
so
no.
I have actually been thinking a lot about that, which is why I'm on one side trying to build a website
Right.
for my business. But I would say Instagram has contributed a lot to it because I can showcase what I do. Social media in general has really helped. So I have the platforms I use. I use Instagram. I use TikTok. I use um, WhatsApp. Yeah,
To promote
to
your business.
promote my business. And in terms of sometimes I feel I'm not enough to reach my clients.
Wow.
Yeah, because when I started with a young girl, Joy. We would do all that together and try to organize and do. But now I have two ladies that work with me. Um, I can say on full time because I go everywhere with them and I can now sit back and watch them put things. Sometimes they tell me, no, don't come, let us do it. And then I go in and say, okay, why
Oh,
don't you
well
put this and do
done.
that? So I would say in terms of growth, I'm still growing. I don't think I've scratched the surface enough. It's just been a year. And within that year, I've had a couple of personal issues I had to deal with that, you know, put my business to hold for a few weeks. But then, um, yeah, we haven't scratched the surface.
Yeah, you once told me that I remember our conversation where you saw now you now
Yeah.
like I want that story too. Please, I want to
So,
get it. Yeah.
so like I mentioned earlier, I have this suppliers here that I call when I need something. I get it from them. When I'm done, I pay. Some of them I pay immediately. Um, but then at some point, I was able to source for my products outside the country and bring my product in myself. And of course, I didn't have all the funds. And I told my husband, do you want to invest in me?
Right. I love
Do you
that.
want to invest in the trust me, you can invest in my business. Are you sure? He said, okay, let's roll. So he invested. I brought in my things from China, from some places as well. And the next thing, within a month, I was able to pay him back his capital.
Wow.
I was extremely because I wanted to prove him right that hey, I mean this
I'm in need.
it's not
For
like the
real.
makeup that for that. So I needed to show, and apart from that, I don't have to say too much. It talks for himself,
Oh,
for itself. The
nice.
business talks for itself. The inspiring messages I get from people, it's so heartwarming. The smiles I see on my clients' faces, I go to bed sleeping like a baby, like I've made somebody really
And then
happy.
you feel
And
fulfilled in the
so
process.
fulfilled when I see their reviews or their thank you. It's so, I feel so blessed. Like, okay,
nice.
I think I finally got what I like to do. And by God's grace, this is just the beginning.
Oh yes, oh yes. So, Bunmi, thank you so much for this story that you shared with me. It's actually it's not for me only, for a lot of
It's for
people.
everybody.
So I really need a word from you because you're like I told you earlier, your story really inspired me because a lot of people going deep into that business that is not working for them, all because of what people will say. They will just like, let me keep on going then, or go back to the paid employment, then that was it. So what is the word of encouragement to people that have already been in this kind of situation or trying to find themselves out of it, please?
Okay,
Nice
like
one.
what you just said, I remember at some point my husband said, "Don't worry, I'll pay for the third year at the studio. That I should go back. That how will people? The people will think he's not supporting me." I said, "Guy, hold on. It's not about you supporting me now. It's about, am I being true to myself? Are we being true to ourselves? That it's not about. Trust me. Let it rest. Let it rest. Let me calm down. Let me pray and hear from God. And what I'll say is prayers. I prayed. I really prayed. And I had to start re-believing in myself, saying, I can do anything. And whatever, as long, the word is trust the process. There is only one way up from down.
Right.
You can't go down. You can just go up from down. So I just knew that I am rising and nothing is going to stop me by God's grace.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
The advice is trust the process, keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, try to get better. And somebody is watching, people are watching. One day, something, it just takes one person to turn things around. It just takes one person to see your business and, post your business, tell somebody else about your business. But then you need to put the work in. And that's, I did, or I still do a lot because I'll go in my shirt and do everything I have to do. And the results makes me happy. So trust the process. Believe in God, believe in yourself.
Thank you so much, Bunmi. Thank you
you,
so much. I'm
Mommy.
so happy to have you on the
Thank you
show.
so much,
So,
Mommy.
guest, you trust the process. That is the only thing you can do for yourself. Stop digging down where you feel that is not working for you. Call yourself back. Come out. People will talk in respective, but just have to be truthful to yourself. That is the only thing you need. Irrespective of what you do, people will talk. Why can't you do the right thing once and for all? You enjoy this moment. Bye for now. Welcome back, guys. So I have a question to ask my guest. So I only have 30 seconds to ask this question, and I want you to respond within the 30 seconds. Otherwise, you pay me $1,000. What is the most beautiful place you've ever seen?
Victoria Falls.
Awesome. What is your favorite memory of high school?
Fun.
Yeah. What is your favorite TV show? You missed that. Have you ever been to a 5-star resort?
Yes, I have.
Where?
Turkey.
I think I'm done. Even me, I'm not even arranging myself. Thank you so much.